What's up today, guys? Make you guys an update. What's going on right now? So you guys can see, I decided to give you guys a little morning drive. I mean, not morning drive, afternoon drive of my Prius. So tomorrow, that mess back there, hope you guys can see it, but I already started taking off panels during lunch break. But right now, I'm headed back home right now. I just got off work about 20-30 minutes ago. Got off at 5:30 today. So one thing I did replace on the car, and that is the gas cap. It's one thing I replaced on it. So that's always a good thing. The check engine light is still on. Obviously, that's for an O2 sensor. But yeah, I got the AC going. Car's actually doing pretty good. I actually found this little thing in the owner's manual. This vehicle is equipped with advanced airbags. That's cool. So I decided just to leave it there. Yep, that's where it's staying. Since the Prius is actually going to go back to its original state, obviously. As soon as it gets out of the shop, obviously there's not going to be any more front plate on it anymore. I am planning on replacing the front windshield and obviously putting some tint on it to match the front two windows. I am planning on getting both windows on this side a little bit darker, probably like 5% on both front windows. And then the windshield, obviously, you know, not too dark, but decent enough. And then after that, I am planning on gutting out the whole interior, like the carpet and everything, taking all that out. So I can probably dye the carpet so I can match the rest of the door panels. But like I said, guys, I'm not a fan of, you know, the light gray interior, light gray headliner and all that jazz. So everything is going to be dark charcoal gray. The visors, I'm pretty sure I can find those very, very quickly. I'm pretty sure I can find those in the junker very, very quickly. I think that'll be pretty nice. Since this unit right here doesn't work, obviously I hit this and that doesn't work. Previous owner, I installed this radio, but I had to rebuild the entire stereo harness in this car. I'm pretty sure you guys seen it in my previous videos where previous owner had an aftermarket head unit in here, that little double din that was in here before, and then he gave me the stock radio with it. So you guys see that screen right there? That right there, that's not going to exist anymore. Well, this piece right here is the clock and the hazards and all that shit's going to exist still, but the little inner part screen right there is not going to exist anymore because I am planning on putting one of those eBay cheap double din radios. It's like a dual radio that will actually fit. It's basically the same size as that screen, so that little screen will literally fit in here. So that'd be pretty nice. But I'm gonna try to get one that has a backup camera, and then obviously the rearview mirror I'm going for is a dash cam rearview mirror. That's after I replace the front windshield. So that'll be pretty nice. But other than that, guys, I mean, this thing is, so stay tuned because Monday this thing is gonna go get fixed Monday. Sweet. I'm dropping it off at lunchtime. So that'll be pretty nice. Then after the car gets out of the shop, I am planning on replacing the brake caliper. I am planning on replacing that. Well, not brake caliper. I just gotta figure out where that noise is coming from. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the bracket, the brake bracket, the one that holds the caliper in. So I think this thing probably just needs to be greased or something. Or you know what? I could just put both new calipers, brand new. Obviously, all the brakes and everything are going to be new. Stay tuned for the rear axle beam converted to rear disc brakes. I can't wait to do that. It's going to be nice. The main thing I am going to focus on whenever this thing gets out of the shop is mechanical wise. Make sure this thing is running. Well, this thing has been running properly ever since I got it. So even though it had that one mishap with the misfire, but it's running perfect. But other than that, this thing is basically perfect. Even though it has those miles right there, it sure doesn't feel like it because by the way it drives. And yes, it does have a bad catalytic converter, but I mean, still drives like a new car still. I mean, even though it has those miles. I think the speedometer might have been replaced at one point in its life. I don't know what all the work was done to this thing. The only thing I have to say is the previous owner did install an aftermarket head unit in here, which that's the one I installed myself when I first got it. I ran that head unit for a while and I decided just to go back to the OEM look, obviously. Because I'm not a fan of double din radios in this style car. I prefer to have it literally right up there. So stay tuned for that mod that I'm actually going to do to this screen, since this thing doesn't work. Obviously, it doesn't even show when the battery's charging or whatever, but that's going to get deleted. I'm just going to use the little panel piece that's with the buttons and everything, so make sure all that works, obviously. That'd be pretty nice. But right now I have to stop at the bank and pull $50 out, because right now I have the 200 sitting inside the wallet, because tomorrow I am headed to Houston to go pick up my quarter panel, so that'll be pretty nice. Can't deal with that kind of music. But anyways, I just started gutting out the interior. As you guys can see that right there. One of the panels are gone. Well, it's just sitting in the trunk. Just sitting in the trunk right now. Which, I am gonna take off the rear squirter. That way, the body guy can actually seal that up with some body filler or something. That way, the windshield squirter doesn't exist anymore. Because the rear wiper is not gonna exist anymore. The little squirter that's on top of the hatch, that's not gonna exist anymore. The car is going to stay debadged. I'm not planning on putting the badges back on, obviously. So that'll be pretty nice for me to actually debadge the car a little bit more. That means I have to go to the bank real quick and pull some money out, so I can, man, people cannot drive right now. Shit. Well, it's 5 o'clock, obviously. It's 5 something. People can't drive for shit. Man, these people can't drive for shit, dude. Jesus. Now I see why people get into accidents, because they can't drive for shit. Goddamn fucking Negro. You guys did not hear that. I was close to saying that, because people do not know how to drive, especially at this time. Fucking idiots. That's not good. Alright guys, so right now we're going to go to the bank and pull some money out. That way I can have the $50 tomorrow, the money ready to go, and let's go to Houston. But it's just going to be just me and my dad. We're going to go to Houston. So I told my dad, he's like, I told him, I had asked him, I was like, hey, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, sure, we'll go to Houston tomorrow. That's pretty cool. So it's going to take about an hour for them to cut the quarter panel out. So I figured, you know what? I just got to go there and mark wherever it is, however much I need cut, and then we go from there. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates. And stay tuned.